All right, folks, hello and welcome to another episode of the Star Citizen Report. Glad to see you all again. There's Thamin, got Woopnyo over here,
Everybody.
got Arleeya down here.
Hi, everyone.
All right. And we're glad to see you all again. What we're going to be talking tonight, for the most part, are two biggest stories. The Hull series has been released, A through E, and that is quite the hauler for the universe, the truck, cargo ship, whatever you want to call it, depending on the size. As well as with that, we also have cargo design. Pardon me. So how things are going to work as far as cargo in the universe, how you can place stuff in crates, and we've got some awesome videos showing as far as too how you can place items in your ship, how you place items in the crates, how all that's going to work, even them flipping a coin manually, which I thought was pretty exciting. All right. And we do have a few announcements. So I'm going to hand over Arleeya. I will mention too, he's got our main ones for tonight. At the end of the show tonight, mine will be a little teaser for my show that I do every other Saturday, and which will be next week. Swords Drawn, Guns Loaded, going back into Grand Theft Auto, and I have a little teaser for that. Arleeya, if you want to carry away with the rest here.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Star Citizen Report for May 2nd, 2015. It's also on Sunday the 1st, 29:45 for those of you that are there. Our next show will be May 16th. That'll be the final day for registration to Thamin's Thread for Friday lunch at the Burke's Grill in Atlanta for Grievance Gathering. That'll be at around noon, and we look forward to seeing you there. So please go ahead and post so that we can make reservations. Also, in the news, Star Citizens are now 884,722. So we're on our way to 1 million people. We're doing really good. With the sale of the hulls A through E, we've reached over 81 million. No, who cares about the money? Let's just get the people in to play the game. All the Velcro baseball hats are gone. However, they did add in 218 more of the snap things, so you can still get your hats. Event tickets for Gamescom are gone, so we're just going to have to sit back and watch the show from here. Other than that, I think the last minute thing that we have is, and I'll only put this in the forum. I was given this in our helpful URLs on our website in the forums. Spin went ahead and posted this, and I'm posting it into the live chat here over at Twitch. It is TeamSpeak skin for your TeamSpeak. So it shows Robert Space Industries concept and everything. Karmanoff, I believe the name. Maybe I got his name wrong. He had created this, and it's over there in the forums at RSI. And that's pretty much it. The 1.12 is at the Public Test Universe, and within a week or two, we will have it live for those of you that aren't there. And I think that's it. Back to you, Thamin.
Now, if we can talk, if enough of us can petition and get Steele to change our whole TeamSpeak forum over to that, which won't happen.
It's not black enough. It's not red enough. Nope.
And I will deny I said anything. Oh, too late to edit. All right. So just to go over, so the Hull A through E, the Hull series. Now, so I'm going to start putting some pictures up here. And this one, the only thing I'm thinking, that I do miss out was I thought this was supposed to be the smuggler ship. And there is apparently a smuggler variety, a Hull discrete. But otherwise, still a very nice cargo transport. Like I say, from the size of this thing, it can be anywhere, like from, if you consider a truck, to a big cargo ship where you see like all the stack crates on the oceans. Depending on the size, these things can get quite enormous.
The discrete is going to be the Hull C. They're presently working on it. It's going to be more of a what was it we were talking about, Woopnyo? Like
Smuggler ship. Smuggler class.
Well, no, where you take your ship as a CCU, an upgrade or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that cross-chassis upgrade.
The variant, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I think that would be rather cool.
So just to give a rundown on some of these and kind of then get some input on what people think. And if you're typing in the live chat, you can ask us questions. You can throw stuff out. We're listening. Um, so all these, of course, are still available for a limited time here until Monday, May 4th. And all have LTI, of course, till then, which is probably most important for the larger ones. Arleeya, you're just thinking that's going to cost a lot of insurance for those.
Yeah, I was looking at the E. I'm still up in the air on it.
And so the hull A is, and these are ships only, is $60. The hull B starts to run $90. The hull C is $200. The hull D, $350. And the hull E, $550. And just to kind of give an idea, we might go more in depth later, but even just the hull B has more cargo capacity than just about any ship in the Star System universe that isn't designed to haul anything. You know, we'll kind of go down the numbers, but yeah.
It's the new SCU, Structural Cargo Units, correct?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I say, but I was just checking it out, and by comparison, even, like I say, that's the second biggest ship, the hull B, and it still hauls more than just about any other ship out there. Just about, anyways.
Anything that beats an Aurora.
Literally.
So the cargo hull, let's see, each ship includes a manned cab followed by a telescoping cargo spindle and then a drive unit. And that cargo spindle tends to look a little thin, but they've said that thing's going to be pretty durable. You'll even be able to, on the larger hulls, crew will be able to go down that thing to go between the front manned area and the drive. Hull A and B, it says, are typically station-to-orbit ferries, with hull B compared to a freelancer, which I ended up getting a Freelancer Max a little while back as my hauler. And I've been telling people, too, if I was to kind of play it a little differently, if I'd known then what I know now, I might have went with an Explorer on my Freelancer and then saved for one of these. But
you can still change later. It's okay.
Yep. So I'm going to show everyone a page, a little animation here that shows how the hull, how it kind of comes together, how it folds up the spindles.
I really think that the button needs to be big and red somewhere on the cockpit. So you wait until whoever it is crawling through the Jeffrey tubes on the C or walking on the D or the E, and they go to the back and I have to go to the bathroom, and they got to run all the way back through the ship, and you just push the button and just go.
Gotta mess up your crewmates.
Cool how that works out. The flanges come back in for the spindle, and it all slaps back in. So.
The other thing that really bothers me about that is if you're on the outside of that ship, looking into some cargo, maybe like on a D or perhaps on an E or on an M50 that's in one of those little crates, they were talking about how you could literally have the components to build a Hornet and be in an EVA suit and build the Hornet and then launch it from there. So what if that's the only thing that you have as a mini carrier or something? How do you redock? I mean, do you have to disassemble the Hornet when you come back
to get in the ship? That the disassembled parts can be placed onto the ship in cargo things. It was also saying that they would have a certain module for the package that you could dock or be ejected from or pick up from whatever from that specific unit. So it'd be a whole part of the cargo that was designated for docking and delivery of the ship.
Okay.
Not to mention with what they showed us on the other video we got coming up, how they pick up a gun as cargo, turn it into a U state where they can aim and fire or holster, then turn it back into cargo that you're carrying and set it down. I imagine a slightly different aspect could be used flying a ship in space. You might be able to activate something on it that you can disassemble it.
Mm-hmm. And don't forget, we got grabby hands.
Yeah. Yes, we do.
Grabby hands.
That would take a while.
I'm not.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm not happy with that whole segment where we're going to have to load and unload pallets ourselves onto the ship. I prefer the press one button and the whole computer just does it for me in 30 seconds less, and I just go.
We can do that on the Mobiglass. It'll be easier to do that because a ship like the D or the E, that is going to take you hours of maneuvering all those pallets and everything on it.
But you have to put the pallets together. It was saying that it would eject the end unit of it, not every single part of it.
But
it did sound like the computer would simplify it, because as you get those bigger and bigger ones, you're going to need a computer to just.
It better, because I'm not playing Load Dock Simulator 2015. That's crazy.
Yeah, isn't there on each of these pallets its own grav generator, own shielding, and stuff like that?
Mm-hmm. Old armor, old shield.
Yep. And to go on that, I do want to say we also didn't miss Mark's comment. He did say that if you break apart a ship to launch, that you may not be able to recover it, especially depending on who's flying. But other than that,
I'm not flying it.
You could jettison the cargo and you could fold up real easy if you really needed to, but at the same time you'd be losing what you had. That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, other than that, they did say, these spindles, they have to be they need power to activate to loosen up. So basically, you don't have to worry about your ship losing power and then all the cargo floating off. They also said the spindles and the cargo can also have its own shielding, armoring. Although they imagine a good pirate isn't going to shoot the loot. So.
No, I'd hope not. I mean, they're going to. All right, here's something. Pirate comes along and in their Aurora. Okay, and as a Starfarer pilot, I kind of think, okay, you want me to drop the fuel? Fine, here, I'll drop the fuel. What are you going to do with it? Okay, so you're in a hull E in a relatively safe sector, and they come along with a Caterpillar and the Aurora, and the pilot says, drop all your load. So you drop all of your cargo, and then they have to fly through this stuff? I mean, I would turn the ship around and drive at them and just release everything. Okay, dodge and weave.
Yeah, and that's the sad part about these ships is, as everyone notices, the cargo is external compared to every ship that came before it, except the Starfarer. But even the Starfarer, the tanks could be empty. Here, they see you're carrying something. In fact, one of the recent questions was, do you have those cargo containers? Do they come with the ship? And it was said, no, those are kind of loaned as part of the cargo, which is good because, as you can imagine, you don't want to be having a whole bunch of empty containers and out like that trying to travel anywhere.
What if you were to be able to purchase empty containers and load them up with Space Marines? And the pirate.
Well, I hope those containers have a life unit in there. They do the same thing in Eve, where you can buy specific containers that you can have your name on it, your corporation, and have insurance on it, and have a beacon on it and stuff like that, special locks. But you're always given a regular container you can jettison every minute or something, maybe 6 minutes.
One thing I did notice in one of the photos was that they had Star Marines on it. Like, can we do advertisements on the cargo?
I want it. Yes,
it certainly does look like it can, and of course, as long as they put that on the picture, people are gonna want that on their ships. Another way of making money if you're going to have that big of a ship.
The more important thing is, does it have to be Star Citizen stuff, or can we upload our own? That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm going to.
I don't know how many times I'd seen Ian be like, "This is just an Aurora," like written on the side, or Bengal carrier.
Or just paint the ship up in some sort of dark mass and hide behind an asteroid, and all you see is this sign like "Eat here" or something, and like you think it's a diner, and people come, "Hey, what is this?" And then you shoot them.
Space Joes.
I can imagine these loaded hulls emit quite the signature too, from the looks of it. Now I'm giving folks a look at the size comparison and what we're looking at. As folks can tell, the A and B, which it said those were stationed to orbit ferries, but it said it's not like you couldn't just take that on a long-range trip too. The advantage being, yes, you could take some small cargo, have that extra maneuverability, on a long run. But you notice the smallest, even with the spindle, is not that much longer than a Hornet or an Aurora. And then you move up to the hull B. It extends out almost to a Constellation, definitely bigger than a Cutlass. And then you get the hull C, and then that's getting sizable. You got it larger than the Retaliator or the Constellation.
Yeah. And that's what the D is extended larger than, is that the Reclaimer?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
So what is on the E?
To the left.
What is that on the E? That's not the frigate. Oh, that is the Idris. Oh my goodness, extended.
Yep. That dwarfs your baby, Arleeya.
Gee whiz. I'll have to get 2 Idrises. So
look at even the cab of the hull E is longer than the Constellation.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Well, it's only supports a crew of 5. Let's see, we have Lone Wolf said hull B is perfect for small, highly valuable cargo. Yeah, because you could land with it and you don't have to worry about that. Hull C, I think, was part of the lore. Actually, I think Ben Lesnick created the lore on the Hull series, and then they threw this in on it. We don't have the picture of the original concept art of what they thought they were going to come up with. Do you, Thamin? Did you get it?
No, or it might be. I might actually have something buried that I didn't think to look up.
Yeah, it was fun.
And even on the web, if you're trying to look for it, it's hard to find stuff. But just about everything, all these pictures I got came right off of RSI's site somewhere. All right. I think it would be interesting to see what we can put on those billboards, because you could definitely make even a guild, who knows, maybe throw something guild-wise up there, too.
Maybe a movie.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be cool. A movie? Oh, that would be great. Like a video, you're flying by and people are like watching, and you go through an asteroid field like, hey, we lost that pirate.
It's a hull. Now, wait a minute. Let me put the picture up back here, okay? It's a hull. The bigger ones can have 4 screens on one side, 4 screens on the other side, 4 screens up top, 4 screens on bottom. You just fly around and pick your screen and tune into the appropriate station. Think of it, traveling drive-in theater.
Oh my goodness, that would be great. Yeah, and I think, who's it? Is that? Oh, it's Woopnyo. It said paid for advertisement. I hope we could do that. Company logo is awesome from Smarticus. I love there, Smarticus.
Way to probably misuse their one. Go ahead there.
Oh, I was just going to say the C is really pretty. You could see the difference between the A and the B, and then when you get to the C, and there was something that they were talking about. One of the designers or artists had said that the Musashi ships are based on old Russian helicopter designs, like the Freelancer and stuff. And now they're starting to get more streamlined and everything else like that. So the hull ships are really amazing in what they've done.
Yeah. I do have to think, I'm also kind of agree with Lone Wolf here in our live chat. If you're not in our live chat, you folks need to be in our live chat if you're watching on YouTube. He says, not sure about player-created content on the hull. The verse would be a big porno. I can definitely see that happen. Well, even one of the stories they launched, they had the individual ones about questions for the hulls, and they had little quotes and stories, and it sounded like they even had a ship like that in the lore that appeared around the racetracks and such.
Oh no, that was the X. What it was is talking about various races and things like that, and it's a hull D. Was it a hull D?
No, it was a hull C.
Oh, it's a hull C.
Yeah, they seem to be kind of throwing that was the common one.
Nice, Wiz. Nice.
Oh, great! Someone's wanting to see more of my buggy driving training. Oh yeah.
Oh, the buggy driving tray. Yeah,
no,
here's the picture right here. Hang on a sec.
I'm going to have new stuff this week. I'm going to get in the hangar. I'm really kind of waiting for 1.12 to come out, and so I can get some more. And I'm going to take some pictures of me attempting to drive. We haven't even worked on the ships yet, and I can't even figure out how to drive a buggy.
Remember, he's got 2 buggies in his hangar. It's not beyond comprehension that we might have a picture of 2 of them crashed together.
What I need to do is somehow be able to get OBS or whatever it is up so I can tape. I tried doing this and sending it to SIG to show there is a problem with the Buggy. If you run into one and it bumps it, it starts going counterclockwise, and you look at the other one and it starts going counterclockwise. And I'm like, oh, that's not good. And I couldn't try to give them the commentary because there was no voice, and it wouldn't upload to YouTube. And I have to figure out how to do that. So, because they're probably still waiting for it. So,
okay. Can cover a few other things we discussed here. They put up the size comparison again. They did say all hull vehicles can land while retracted, so when they don't have the spindles up and no cargo. Only A and B can land while carrying a full load, and they are still modifying B to make sure that's possible. And C, D, and E can use water landings on low-gravity worlds.
Right, okay, I'm a big ship, I'm going to land on water. It is not soft.
And nobody calling us during a cast, okay?
Telemarketers, I'm going to shoot them, telemarketers. I just hang up on them.
All right. And so, obviously, these are going to be big targets for pirates. D and E, they both say you better bring escorts, especially E. It makes it sound like the ship is typically less valuable than the cargo it carries, and it's a big endeavor to do that thing. And all this still sounds like, you want to pick the right size for you. The smaller the hull, the more maneuverable, the quicker a ship you got, as well as the fact that, you want to be able to fill the ship with cargo. I guess it doesn't matter if you got an E and it's hardly got anything on it.
In case of water landing, your sea cushion can be used as a flotation device. Nice. Thanks, Flown Wolf.
That is good.
All right, so I am just putting up a little info for our YouTube viewers later so that they can kind of see. We're on Twitch TV, Grievance. We do every other Saturday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, but if you go to Grievance, you can find us again and be part of the live show. Go ahead.
Yes, come here and be live.
Alive, live. Live?
So they did, let's see, regarding the smuggler, the discreet, it's still in the cards for the finished game. We also know there's going to be militarized variants of the D and the E. We already discussed, as I was going through the questions, we already discussed how you can pack a ship onto these, pack a fighter onto these ships here. Let me go ahead and bring up that video.
Was that the M50s they were talking about, or were we talking about larger?
Oh, larger. There's pictures here. I'll have it up on the screen in just a moment. That show Hornets and 300s.
The M50 has been redesigned for the Constellations, and it is really a beautiful snub-nose fighter.
Okay, so let me kind of let this run here a little bit.
Yeah, there it is. Isn't that beautiful?
That's pretty sweet.
Just that I think that as the pilot, you have to be in them ready to go. Or is that just as cargo?
Launcher?
Well, I'm thinking, is this more like you see the car, all the car trucks? I'm not the car trucks. The trucks that carry the cars to the dealerships. Is that what this would look like or be? Because you're not as pilots.
To me, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, we talk about having ships on here as their own escort, but I'm imagining that these ships cannot launch that efficiently or quickly. If they come up with a variation, obviously that can throw a big surprise at your opponents. This is one way to make sure all your fighter group goes into the same instance.
Well, the other thing, too, is it would be like a giant carrier. I mean, why would you want a Bengal carrier when you can have one of these things just on? Because look at it. I think this thing's carrying more than
defend itself. It's going to have far more armor, far more health, far more shields, weapons. It'll have its own hangar thing. You don't have to do the honeybee hive attempt.
So what
I just imagine this won't be efficient to launch them.
Well, no, what I'm thinking of this is a military version of this is where it's carrying the fighters to the carrier to be offloaded.
Maybe it'll just be the cargo thing will just be attached directly to the spindle, so that way you can't all contract into one. It'll have a lot of the cargo capacity, but a whole segment should be designated just to launching ships or something.
And I'm going to have something run in the background here. As long as I get this video up there showing how the P-52 Merlin was being reworked.
But what I want to talk about today
So
is the
it was just worth
P-52 Merlin.
also showing
This
folks
ship is
this
being worked on right
video
now
here.
by Paul Forey.
This is the new show they're going to be putting on too, isn't it? The new addition to
ATV.
ATV.
Ship shape, where they give an overview of ships in the pipeline.
Which is
they
good.
already said next
Right now
week is going to be the
for the Merlin,
Constellation.
now this is a ship that we've sold
Oh yes,
before
and
alongside
just
the
a reminder to
Constellation.
everyone,
But what we're doing
tune in
right
on
now is
Fridays
we're
for the
finishing
new
up making some
ATV.
updates
They are
to the
moving
ship
it from
make
Thursday to
look
Friday.
Much cooler as our technology and our
P-52
pipelines
Merlin,
have
that's it,
improved. We've
not the
found a lot of
P-50.
ways to, again, make our ships just all around
Close
better.
enough.
One
I
of the
want to
things
see
we're
the
really gonna be
lightning.
focusing on for this ship is
I do think
ride
this
the
thing
lightning.
does look a lot cooler than the earlier artwork on it.
Flying out. It looks
It
much
looks
more
more
realistic,
streamlined.
much cooler.
It looks more streamlined.
So
It looks like
that's
a
an
different
overview
company
of a
made
few
it, because
things that
before
are-
it kind of looked like a hot rod. Now it looks like a Protoss.
It looks, yeah, it looks real dangerous too. But they were doing the damaging on it, because you can imagine one shot what's going to happen to this if you hit it.
All right, Arleeya, do you know this? That the art sneak peek at the end where it shows the bathroom with the toilet descending. Do we know what ship that is?
No, but I do have something to say about this. Everyone, look at where the toilet paper holder roll is. Look at where the shower head is. How many people have ever used wet toilet paper?
Well, in the future, maybe toilet paper is now no longer biodegradable.
Well, what I'm thinking this is it's a graphic representation of a toilet. I am thinking that could be on what's got to be a large ship, because it's probably a Hull series ship, I would think. Or it could be...
It's too small. They usually have a bigger bathroom. Get a big everything.
Well, the thing is, that might not be just... well, you know, it looks totally like a bathroom, but it could be...
Well, there's a window. Look, there's a window over where the sink is. It's looking out. So all you need to do is find out which ship has a window along the hull. That could be the Orion mining ship.
Maybe. Okay. No, that's probably just a roll of wet ones, actually. So you don't have to worry about them getting wet.
So in other words, what you could do is you could fly by and take videos of people taking showers. Okay, yeah, well, get that close, they'll shoot you.
Why does this keep coming up with you? What?
If you're going to have...
So just so folks know, since we're also on the subject with the hulls, manned cabs, it just said the hull A is like your tractor trailer with the sleeper in the back, so you can have your partner sleep in that thing. But when you get to like D and E, they're large enough to have multiple decks. I mean, we already saw on the size chart that the hull E, its cab is larger than the Constellation.
Yeah, so
that's saying a lot.
I'm thinking that would be a really good... I mean, even if you're not carrying any cargo, well, first of all, the hull E is a massive ship, and it's not going to be moving as quick as a hull C. So I think C is maneuverable, and it's sort of in the middle of the road. D becomes a little bit less maneuverable, but E, I mean, compared to the rest, is just big Leviathan. And if you don't carry anything in it, what other modular adaptations can you use if you're not using the cargo? Which kind of takes away the point of why have a hull E in the first place if you're not using it for cargo.
Yeah.
Massive amounts of cargo.
That's what I'd be interested to see the smuggler variant come out, because as you can see by all these ships, if you're carrying cargo, it's out there where everyone can see it. And I'm still eager to see what the smuggler version would be. You know, it's got to be something where you could hide maybe a small amount of cargo inside, or maybe the ship has something about it that makes it a stealthier ship that helps eliminate its signature.
Would it be possible that the discrete would have more like a hull attachment to where the spindles are, so it looks like a more streamlined and you're not sure what it's doing, or perhaps the inner section next to the walkway where the spindles are closest to the hull or the fuselage becomes the more secure hidden areas, and then the extensions out beyond that. We'll have to wait and see. I think they're really working on it, but I want to see.
Maybe they could be electronically try to simulate the other normal cargo on the outside.
Oh, that would be really cool.
I don't know what I was really expecting when I first read about the hull C. I think I was expecting more like a caterpillar idea where you can modularize that way, like actual in the ship. I wasn't expecting the spindle thing. So I'm kind of disappointed because what I thought was going to happen didn't happen at all. But at the same time, the spindle thing is a little weird. I'm interested to see where it goes. I like the idea of putting a disassembled chip on there or assembled chip ready to launch. I'm interested to see what they do with it, but I'm still on the fence. I'm not going to buy one unless I find a use for it in-game.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I do want to move on to the cargo interaction in the videos here. So I don't know if you guys get any last points about the hull before we go away from it.
I like Flone's Wolf idea.
What
with the CPU support for scan blocking and scan spoofing.
Yeah, isn't that also something with like the info runner, so you could change the ship to be smaller at a distance?
Yeah.
So you might not. Oh, by the way, we have a small commercial break. Dynapacks, people, buy your Dynapacks. Secure Life's Dynapacks. You keep them wherever you go. Put them in your packs. It's good, healthy. Save you your injuries before dying. You don't know when you're going to need them. Dynapack from Cure Life. Okay, we're done with our commercial.
Cure Life. Wow.
Yeah. It's that new company that makes the Dynapacks.
All right.
It's part of the lore.
So, folks, let's show you some pictures here as they were talking about cargo design. Now, they've already said, okay, there's a lot of people out there that have more interest in the dogfighting than anything with the cargo-related demo. But, the cargo, how you move this stuff, that's all like the backbone of Star Citizen's gameplay. We know already that trade routes are going to dominate missions. Trade routes are going to be really effective on like where we get our supplies. If pirates can blockade a planet or anything like that. And it said, okay, so they really have an in-depth design in it, and it was pretty good to look down. Now, they did say there are 5 essential use cases that they need to develop on these cargo objects. The first being player to item. A character's got to be able to grab it with one or both hands and place it where desired. Player to massive item. And these are the large items that will require some kind of in-game tools to lift and manipulate. Player to container, which means it stores the items that a player may handle, or things like tanks that would handle something you wouldn't directly touch.
Gas.
And these can be manipulated by anti-grav pulsers. Player to pallet, and that the pallets are where you can stack all these awesome crates that might fit onto the hull. The hulls. And player to cargo hold, meaning using either your mobi-glass or environmental tie-ins so that you have control over your entire cargo manifest. And I am going to start pulling up, you guys can discuss it. I'm going to go ahead and start pulling up these videos that show
grabby hands.
Nice little move. Yeah, grabby hands videos.
I like the crash bug in there. Good job. That's
cute. Hopefully I can get out of that wreck.
Stuck it in there too.
That's something. Tetris, yep. You don't know. I mean, I need the grabby hands to get out of the crash buggy. So hurry up and get that in there.
That is a cute little thing. How you're able to manipulate the environment like that. I like when it grabs the cup.
Grabbing the cup, putting it down, and I think it has to be where you actually have to face the direction in order to pick it up or to throw it or something. But this is something better. It's 3-dimensional, which is a new innovation versus, because I remember playing Star Wars Galaxy, you had to open up something, place it in there, and it wasn't really like this where you saw it. It was just going into like a the old two-dimensional format on like a backpack or something. And here you have the shadowing, everything. I'm sure they're going to improve upon it.
Yeah.
I'm afraid to see Space Station Simulator. Space Station Surgeon Simulator. There you go.
Oh, yeah, yeah. What was that game with the Operation where you had the nose light up? I hope medical's not going to be like that.
This is just a demo of picking up with 2 hands instead of 1.
Cargo Tetris.
I like the ammo box. That's pretty cute looking.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to do a little cargo Tetris with that. I'm going to move down to the next one here.
Well, what's interesting, you could take
coin flip.
Yeah, coin flip.
I thought this was a nice one.
You could take the cup, put it in the cargo box, put it in the crate, take the crate, pick it up, put it in your on the pallet, move it to the ship, fly somewhere, and then have somebody open it up and take their cup out.
It must be a very expensive cup to pay for that kind of fuel.
Coin flip. Now, what I want to know is it going to be double-headed coins to mess with people's minds?
I guess that depends on your player profession inside the verse.
What are you going to do for left-handed people?
I don't know. I guess you have to just... That's one thing that bothers me. They don't have any left-handed people.
It's a Mary Cup.
It did say it was one thing that you can set in the game. Now, I'll show you this video. This is the one with the gun. And I think what's interesting is how you can take the gun as a cargo item that you can hold and then turn it into a, now I'm using it, now I'm aiming it, and then return it to a cargo item and set it down somewhere.
Flo Wolf says it's a Murray Cup.
I imagined it would be bigger in person.
Yeah. Well, I want to see is go to a Murray Cup race and see that discrete E, that X ship come by and see what they're actually doing. Okay, so he picks up the gun. He doesn't shoot anything, does he? Holsters it.
No, but he shows where he can aim with it.
Well, I kind of...
So if he wanted to shoot.
Well, I like the fact that you could actually see the shadow of him putting and holstering away, which is really, really high quality.
I'm interested to see how this is going to work with the UI, because you only have like 114 keys on your keyboard. As many things it's going to have you do.
Well, what if you have it voice activated, where draw?
Yeah, in a heated firefight, you're going to be saying a whole lot of words that are not making sense to pull out a gun.
You want me to do
and
what?
They did say, I agree with that. I mean, you haven't really seen an MMO let you move this kind of stuff around that they even consider on level with Skyrim. And Skyrim was pretty good about you moving around and messing with stuff.
This is ages above Skyrim. And this is only the preliminary. We're not even at finished quality yet.
Now we've got the one here where he's taking objects and putting them into a cargo container. And you see even inside the cargo container are all these nodes that it can fit into and attach.
So the cargo containers will be limited into what they actually can store based on items or weight?
It looks like in this case, it looks like item space. I imagine weight might be an issue too, but right now it looks like space is the defining thing here. Like it's taking up certain slots.
It's connecting to certain slots and taking up, like the assault rifle took up 2 squares, pistol only takes up 1. So they're talking about SCUs, the space cubicle units, something like that. And of course there's going to be some space in between, but if you worked at UPS, you would know there's no space in between.
Yeah, I have actually on my notes right in front of me. Each container has 2 key statistics, the SCUs, the standard cargo units, which defines its exterior size, and its number of ports. The number of ports defines how many discrete slots into which items can be placed are available.
Discrete slots, which does that mean that you could have covert slots as well? Or no, overt? Oh, wait a minute. Discrete is the covert.
I don't know why they put kind of discrete in there. I don't see what's discrete about it.
Yeah. Well, this brings back to Woopnyo's discussion about watching this, how long it would take to load your ship on pallets. it's a game into its own self. I mean, you'd be
I
here
would
for
gladly
days.
pay somebody to do this for me. There's no friggin' way I'd spend my time doing this.
Yeah, and they did say, when loading pallets, it's going to
Hey,
obscure
Iggy.
visibility, so you have a cargo jack with the UI interface, much like the landing assist we've recently seen in Arena Commander. That's on, like, loading the pallets or loading them onto a ship. The SCUs of a crate are important because the ship cargo holds can hold only a certain SCU of crates. And this is the part where they can be stacked onto the locking plates of ships, and light indicators will warn you if the connection can be made or not. That is very much like we were discussing Tetris a moment ago. Is when they showed
Yeah.
some of the pictures of that.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'll run the video. This kind of shows a person looks like he's kind of placing things on board his freelancer all over wherever he wants. Like he's moving the pallet, and then he takes stuff off the pallet and places it.
Yeah, we're definitely going to need some computer help with this. That Moby-Glass is going to be really busy.
I still don't think that it's going to be a multi-class thing. I think it's going to be an us thing, which I'm not happy with.
What do you think it'd be more along the lines of the hollow table?
I think it's going to be more along the lines of we pay somebody minimum wage to pick up this stuff and put it in boxes, and then put the boxes in the pallets, and then pallets onto the ship.
Unless you go to get the cargo mission and it's already packed for you and they load it up.
That'd be nice. I do like the personalization that you're able to do.
And it does mention a ship has an onboard cargo manifest, which also helps as far as activating, deactivating locking plates and arranging this cargo. It did say also it'll tell you what that has on your effect on your center of mass, because your ship's performance is going to actually be affected by this mass and volume of whatever you put inside.
Yeah. Smarticus says 30,000 rifles would take a week to load. Flo Wolf was saying discrete in a mathematical sense is individual and countable. And I think Flo Wolf was saying it looks like it's auto arrange as well. So when you put something in there, or does it actually grab where you want to place it, or is it auto arrange?
Don't know yet. We'll find out about a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, in about a year. Yeah.
I can't post these backwards because now this is them loading the pallet that we just saw them unload in the ship.
Oh, that's
that was cool though. I like how they were able to set things up in the ship the way they wanted it to. They put a lamp first. That was pretty cool. You can decide what you want where, and it makes it more homey. So, but at the same time, I'm glad it's in the ship.
We definitely like being able to personalize our ship like that. Yeah, be able to set different stuff on the shells.
And your hangar.
Yeah.
And your hangar.
The hangar I don't really care about because there's plenty of games that have like your own house or whatever. It doesn't mean anything to me. I visit it once a month to pay it, and that's it. There's no real incentive for me to go there.
Right.
They were talking something about that the use icon, Smarticus, is part of the Cry engine, and the German group is thinking of how to change that to where it would not say use anymore. I think they have to get into the Cry engine programming.
Yeah, because they definitely did want to make things on ships and that where you hit a certain button or all that, so that could get annoying if you always have that floating in, especially looking over a control panel. Let's see. So I was kind of looking over things without being tempted to throw the buggy crash picture up again. So,
No.
But I think that looks great for. I would like to see us soon doing that inside our hangars, also arranging stuff. I mean, right now everything's set in a given spot.
Well, what about like you have the space for, say you have a Hornet, an M, the Racer, it's the M50, and a 315 or a 315P. So they're all lined up, and that's all good. Why can't I take them with the grabby hands and just move them and make space for the fourth little ship, or move them off to the side? Because the way the hangars look now is, and I have noticed this in the Revel in York, when I was looking at the Retaliator, is that the Retaliator is not on the center line. So if you think that you're going forward down the center line, you're going to clip the door. I mean, your ship isn't aligned to go out immediately, so why can't you just move it over? Or are they
For
going to auto
safety?
do this?
Wait a minute, which
Well,
ship
no.
are we talking about this?
We're talking about the Retaliator, because when I was sitting in the Retaliator, I'm off to the left. I'm not looking straight down to where the door comes together. I'm like off to the side.
I have an idea, but I don't know if, because I haven't been in a Retaliator. It might be like a Cutlass. People notice like the Cutlass seats move off to the side so you can get to them, and people argued, well, now there's a bar in my, well, the seat's supposed to slide over and center. So I don't know if the Retaliator seat is the same way. It's not.
It doesn't do that. No, it's not that. What I'm saying is when you look at the ship from the door looking back, you can see that the whole thing is moved over. And the reason for that is that they have these pallets with wrapped stuff. This is on the Revel in York. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to look at the other hangars to see if it does this. But it should be on the center line so that when the door is open, you could just move right forward out and not clip anything. A very large ship, like say the Starfarer or probably the 890, it's going to have very little clearance. So I don't know how they're going to work that.
All right. I was going to go over a few news clip things from the others since we're getting close to the end of the show here. They around the verse 42 had a lot of extra little things in it, special 42. They did have a nice little intro, although it was also kind of bashing some console-based games, but had that Hitchhiker's Guide flair to it.
Yes, that was really well done.
Ben, sorry, I was kind of I have a little ambusher right next to me here. Oh, yes, quicker time loading into the game. They said right now that all ships load up for your hangar. And they're just not all visible. They're like hidden below the hangar where you can't see them. And they said in the future they're not going to be generating all of them, which will give you that quicker time loading into a game.
Shared items, shared vehicle params.
Yeah. I also noticed that NPC co-pilot wingmen may use taunts to take heat off of you. Again, I'm assuming that's only against other NPC enemies. Good luck trying that on a player.
That'll work.
But that does make interesting. You can tell an NPC pilot to taunt or attack or guard. But they also said that in Squadron 42, the different pilot AIs may react differently to those commands. I can see maniacs shooting off on the. Oh, yeah.
Well, I would think that if you had developed a rapport with the native inhabitants of the game, that you're going to have a better turnaround instead of being a real, not so nice person. They also speak of the star map that they're working off of Austin being completely redesigned because the original had been leaked. So there's going to be changes to that, and there are certain systems that were not supposed to be seen, and they're going to change that.
See what we also got. Oh, yeah. We better bring this up since we were discussing cargo and that. We had some stats, which you obviously can't see too well on my camera here. But, so just to run down, the MISC Hull A, it said, can haul 48 standard cargo units. Right away, that's a lot more than most. It's more than the Cutlass. It's about 4 times as much as the Aurora. Then you get to the MISC Hull B, which is 384 units. That's more than the Constellation Taurus, which is 236. It's more than the Freelancer Max at its 123. So that's why I say even the MISC Hull B can haul a lot of stuff. The MISC Hull C, you get up to 4,600 standard units. What was close to that? That's 4 times what the Carrot could, and the Carrot can haul a lot of stuff.
Yeah. You would probably want to use your Orion in conjunction with a C or a D to maneuver the oars and stuff around.
Yeah.
So
here it was, the Starfarer. So the Hull C and the Starfarer are pretty close in what they can haul. The hull C still kind of beats it out, but
But the
obviously those ships are
Starfare
going
is
to have their difference.
it's carrying liquids. It's got a refinery. It dives into gas giants. It's designed for the real tough work.
Well, they panicked people too because they said the Starfare can be made to also haul solids, to haul containers. It may not be as modular though, because it sounds like it's like whatever's on the Starfare is what's on it, like tanks welded on and such. Oh yeah, we didn't talk about the training mission. Thank you, Swiss Pilot.
Oh, great.
There is
Breathing.
there is a new training mission in the test system, the 1.1.2. I forgot to even totally bring that up. I think we did last show a little bit, but all right. So I was checking breathing, third person, and the pilot training, some of which we talked about last year. But yes, that's out there now. So we're gonna have to Arleeya, Whoop, Memo. Somebody's got to get in the test and run that simulation, get up on YouTube. I wouldn't be surprised if it's on YouTube somewhere already.
Yeah, it's in a tutorial for it. Yep. That way you learn the basics. Press E to use or F to use, yeah.
So thank you for reminding me. So that is out there now for folks to use. And I think I am pretty much through most of my main notes for tonight. I don't know if Arleeya, if I skipped some big things as far as.
We just have one announcement. In about an hour from now, Eggy will be hosting Don't Sleep, Won't Sleep. She'll be fighting up against Pacquiao and Merriweather at the finishing of Pineview Drive, and there's going to be a winner's choice giveaway of Steam games around $20 or so. So your host will be Iggy, and let's see, go out there and scare her as well as you can.
Eggy does a real good job on suspense games that are scary, and people can donate, well, just like they can at our show. The donation button's right down there for grievance. But in Eggy's case, it's going to put a screaming zombie that scares the heck out of her. So she gets a lot of donations that way.
Yeah, but the zombies don't scare
tonight,
us.
so you got to watch her. And she's in an hour from now. Yep.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good thing to watch. It's really a lot of fun. And I'll be honest with you, I do not want to play those games that she does.
Hello,
I don't know how she does
welcome to the channel.
Welcome. Yes, welcome.
Hey. And he likes your hat.
Yes, I'm waiting for the new Star Citizen hat so I can take this off and put it back on the dog. So
I totally thought we were going to spend like 40 minutes on just the hat and being excited that it was coming in, because that's the one thing that you wanted since this game come out was a hat.
Yeah, well, I got the towels, but they ran out of towels. I mean, clothes, towels, shoes, boots. I mean, the whole thing. I mean, you just walk down the street, it's a giant Star Citizen billboard.
There was a time back, probably the Constellation models or something, when people were saying, don't order this stuff until you find out how many people have an interest, so they're not ordering too many. I don't think they have that problem anymore. They're running out of stuff as soon as they put it out.
They put 4,000 hats on there, 2,000 Velcro, 2,000 snaps. Inside of a day, they were out of the Velcro, and they had half the snaps. They got down on Wednesday to 28 snap baseball hats, and when I looked today, they had put 200 and something more back in there. So I wanted to see more Velcros because a lot of people like the Velcros. So I don't know.
If you want to see a happy Arleeya, put a Star Citizen hat on the Starfare.
No, I want to get my nose art on my Starfare. I have the name for her and everything, and the paint scheme. Hopefully, we could do the paint schemes. And I like the Starfare. The Avenger and the Starfare were the two ships that I looked at when I got interested into this game, and I was trying to buy them or pledge towards them, and I said, well, why can't I get these ships? Oh, I have to actually have an account. I was thinking like, I'll just buy a real spaceship. But
yeah,
but it's great. I support this game. It's going to be great. It's very immersive, and what they're doing is allowing us to go into it. I think Oculus Rift is working on a better version of their augmented helmet thing, which will be nice. Just hopefully I can see.
Right now they're working on, yeah.
And then, of course, you've got the Windows thing.
Hey, folks. Again, we're going to be closing here soon. I'm putting up the information up there, especially if you're catching us later on YouTube and that. Like I say, every other Saturday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. So our next show is going to be May 16th. And definitely want to catch you then here, see what other posts they come out with. And you can go to Grievance's YouTube channel, catch our past Star Citizen reports, see what you might have missed. All right. And before we close here, I got to give an advertisement. We advertise Eggy Show, and we've got Grievance News must be coming up again Sunday. And I got to give one on my own show here. And I've got a little teaser here. I've been doing Swords Drawn, Guns Loaded every other Saturday opposite Star Citizen. So I will be next Saturday night at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time to midnight. Lately playing Grand Theft Auto 5, which is now new for the PC online. And I'm going to go ahead and put up a little teaser video I got of that here. Oh, this ain't looking so good either. Coming down on you. Whoop.
I remember this footage. Yeah.
This is Grand Theft Auto?
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow, it's changed a lot from when I played it ages ago.
Yeah, and there was those big wheel trucks, me, Whoop, and those Mad Cow. I think we're racing that one night. Those were crazy. All right, again, thanks. Oh, yeah, let's see. I'm going to answer this one here quick since no one's behind us for a little bit. Dennison, only thing about Star Citizen that concerns me is the permadeath. Obviously, that can be hard too. You know, you roll up a character, and that's not one you're going to be able to keep forever. Your stuff is your stuff. Pass it on to the next character. And I admit that was kind of a hard thing for a lot of people to do too. But it's one of the things that Star Citizen gives. It kind of gives that little bite, and where death and losing has meaning.
You don't worry about it. You can always bequeath your stuff to yourself in another form.
All right.
I have 40 characters already rigged up because I'll probably be dead within 10 minutes.
I have a sheet of names already to go.
He starts naming them A, B, B, C, C, D.
No.
All right, thanks, folks. We're going to see you in the verse. Thank you for watching.
Best everybody, be safe. We'll see you next time. Have fun.
Thanks for watching.